Hello, welcome to Scrap Time episode 1018. My name is Christine and on today's episode I'm showing you the Thermoweb iCraft Deco Foil. Today I am going to be showing you some foil from Thermoweb. It's their iCraft Deco Foil. You get 5 transfer sheets in a package and it comes in a whole variety of colors. So many colors out there. Now I'm going to be showing you how you can use it with foam adhesive, with tape runners, and their special Deco Foil transfer adhesive. I've used this adhesive 2 ways. One is with stamps, and you can see there's like some dots and fine lines and that. And then the other is these little dots here. Now I'm not going to show you these dots because they take a while to dry. What you want to do is when you use it straight out of the bottle like that, it goes in this sort of, it's not quite clear, sort of, what's the word?
Cloudy.
Cloudy, thank you. It looks sort of cloudy, and you have to wait for it to dry and it would go clear, and then you put your foiling on. So it takes a little while. So that's all you have to do for that. I'm just not going to do it today since I don't want to sit here while it waits. However, I am going to use this adhesive to show you how you can use it with stamps. So let's get started to show you all these ways. So I have this card here I previously done up, and I'm going to start with the stamp so it has a little bit of time to dry while we do the other. And what I do is I take the Deco Foil adhesive and I squeeze it onto my thing. So you can see how it's cloudy is the word we are looking for there. And when you put the glue on, it has a nozzle that goes right over top of the nozzle to prevent it from drying out. So that's really good. Then I'm going to use this foam makeup sponge and apply the glue to my stamp. And I'm going to stamp it down here. And I'm going to just let it rest. I don't know. I might have to apply more adhesive. I'm not sure if it transferred very well. Sometimes when you use the makeup sponges, the first time you use it, it absorbs so much of the glue in there that you don't get as much on your stamp. So I'm going to stamp it on the side as well, and then we'll see what happens. Now because this was a glue, I'm using my water and I'm spritzing my stamp because I don't want that glue to ruin my stamp. And then afterwards I'll take it to my sink and wash it out, but at least there the glue isn't hardening in my stamp. I'm just going to get a paper towel to dry off my table. So while that dries a little, it doesn't take that long because it's a very thin layer, I am going to use my dot runner. And I like to use the dot runner just because I personally like the dots. If you wanted a solid strip, you could use like the tape runners that are solid. And you just put it on and peel it off. You can change up your colors. And wherever it's sticky, you just want to go with the tape or with the foil. So now the other thing with the foil is you put the matte side down. So whatever the color you want, it's facing up. A lot of times people will turn it upside down and nothing will be transferred. So it's always matte side down. And you can reuse these foil sheets quite often. Like, you know, even though I've used it a lot, there's still color on there to use. Let me get another newer sheet. So, let's see, was anything happening with that stamp? Did it transfer? I don't think much happened with our stamp. So let's do that stamping again. I'm going to get a different stamp this time. It works because I did it on my previous sample, so I know it works. So let's get a nice amount and really get glue on this. Don't know why this glue does not want to transfer. It could be what I'm gluing onto, but I did it on acrylic paint and it worked fine. So let's do it while it's like that now and see what happens. Maybe it had too much time to dry. There, we're getting some of the design now. It might have been that because it was so thin, it had time to dry. And so you don't get like a really sharp, distinctive design, but it's a really great way to add bits of the foil onto your project. So let's do a little bit more of that. Just if you want like this little texture onto it, it's really cool. Add some silver this time, see what we get. So I guess the trick with stamping is stamp and put your foil on right away because it is so thin. And you just want to burnish it until it starts moving a bit. Yeah, we're only getting little bits. So the stamping part, it will work. You can see there is some there. But don't expect it to be this full-on stamped image. It's just really great for some little texture. Actually, when I turn it like that, quite a bit of gold is on there. And there is silver on there. And you can also see from your foil how much has been removed. So the third thing I'm going to show you then, let me just put water on the stamp that I have just used. So the third thing I'm going to show you is with foam adhesive. And so I actually cut this using one of my dies. So I'm going to, sometimes it's easier to work with this if it's already on your project. So I'm going to just put my butterfly onto the project. And what I like to do is I like to take this one that has already a lot of, say, the circles already out of it, and use that, and you just burnish it on with your finger. Now this adhesive is quite sticky, And because we haven't fully covered it, some of that sticky is coming up. So then what I do is I go in with a second color. So I'll now put this over it, and wherever there's stickiness, it will just pick it up. And this is a great way you can add two colors onto your project. Now I find with the foam, you want to get in the edges too, wherever there's stickiness. That part there is what came up. But now I've got both silver and gold on my butterfly. So it's a really cool way to use it. So there's lots of ways you can add foil into your projects without it being like a total foiled project. Like the stamping, I think, is still really neat because it's a great way to add that just sparkle and fun. Like when I move this on an angle, I can really see. I actually got a lot of gold and silver on there. It was just on the angle I was looking at, it didn't look so much. And then with the tape, it's a great way to add little dots, or if you wanted that straight line, it's just put in a straight line of tape and you'd get a nice foiled edge. So different ways you can just add some texture to your project using these foils from Thermoweb. Well, that's it for today's episode. Be sure to check out our website at www.scraptime.ca. And on our next episode, I'm showing you the Derwent graphic pens. So please join us. Thanks for watching Scrap Time.